Russian troops launched another missile attack on 𝐔𝐤𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐳 airfield in 𝐒𝐤𝐽𝐷𝐻 region. The object has repeatedly been the target of raids and is strategically important for the enemy. Another target was the terminal of a non-functioning airport in Zaporizhzhia. The facility has received significant damage and cannot be used nowadays. For the first time since the beginning of May, Russian troops launched a combined missile attack on energy facilities and critical infrastructure of the enemy. Burstinska TPP was damaged. At least 3 hits were recorded at Dnipro HPP-1, where hits fell on hydrogenerators that survived after previous raids. Ukrainian troops, in turn, struck the territory of the LPR again. Ukrainian terrorists launched a missile attack with cluster shells on an airfield near the Aviation Museum and then tried to attack the facility with drones. The enemy also attempted to attack facilities in Oryol region. Several drones damaged a gas station in Livny, falling 100 meters from an oil depot. 1 person was killed. At the same time, the enemy continues to conduct combined raids on Crimea. In Kerch, 2 ferry crossings were damaged as a result of a missile attack. At the same time, AFU attacked the harbor at the Black Sea with 6 unmanned boats and sank 1 border patrol boat. The second was damaged. Moreover, the enemy again launched a combined attack on the facilities of the fuel and energy complex of Russia. In Krasnodar region, as a result of hits from several modified Neptune anti-ship missiles, the loading area of Kavkaz port was hit. Several more UAVs attacked the territory of the Taman Neftegaz enterprise in Volna. There is no destruction. Another group of drones attacked the substation, providing the operation of the energy bridge to the Crimea. Significant damage was avoided. In Special Military Operations Zone, Russian troops continued their offensive in several sectors of the front. In North Ukrainian direction, the enemy continues to construct defensive lines on the border and conducts training of mobilized at landfills. Fierce fighting is taking place in Slobozhanska direction along the entire front line from Liptsy to Vovchansky Khutory. Russian troops continue to destroy artillery systems and other equipment, reducing the AFU combat potential. In Kupiansk-Svatove area, Russian troops liberated Ivanivka after several days of artillery and airstrikes. In the area of Myasozharivka and Stelmachivka, Russian assault groups attacked enemy positions in forest belts east of settlements. Local fightings continued in Lyman direction at Terny-Yampolivka line. The sides exchange artillery and drone strikes on strongholds. Severe fighting was going on in Siversk direction at the chalk quarry heap on the eastern outskirts of Bilohorivka. Fighting continued near Spirna and Rozdolivka without a visible change in the front line. In Bakhmut direction, Russian armed forces advanced in the direction of Kalinina, north of Chasiv Yar, gaining a foothold on the outskirts of the village. Near Ivanivsky, Russian assault groups attacked in the forest belts south of the village and also took control of the vicinity of Alabaster Pond near Klishchivka. In Avdiivka direction, Russian troops were advancing towards Prores from the direction of Ocheretine. Between Berdichi and Solovyove, Russian forces swept the forest belts between settlements, moving towards Novopokrovska. In Donetsk direction, Russian troops expanded the control zone to the south and north of Natailov. There was fighting in Krasnohorivka in the city center, where the city hall building was seized. Battles continued in Vuhledar direction on the western outskirts of Paraskoviivka. To the south, near Solodka, Russian troops seized several forest belts to the west of the village during the fighting. In Vremivka direction, Russian armed forces continued their successful offensive in Staromayorsk. Russian fighters, supported by armored vehicles, pushed through the AFU defense in the center of the village, moving north for half a kilometer along 𝐕𝐮𝐬𝐢𝐚. In 𝐒𝐩𝐞𝐜, the assault groups of the 5th Tank Brigade ejected the enemy from several positions in the center of the village. To the west of Sadova Street, as a result of the fighting, the control zone has been slightly expanded. Positional fighting continued in Zaporizhzhia, direction on the northern outskirts of Robotyne. Northwest of Verbove, Russian troops tried to eject the enemy from their fortifications in the forest belts. In Kherson direction, there are shooting battles north of Kozachi Lahary and in the vicinity of Krinky. The enemy periodically rotates in the island zone with the help of watercraft, strengthening observation posts.